Hey, what's up, everybody? Check out what just came in. The new Quack House Productions Dr. Quack t-shirt. You can get your own for $19.99. Just click on the link below or message me personally and we're going to get it made just for you. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Dr. Quack podcast. Today I have the manager of champions, Eric Nelson, and I also have our guest, Mr. Brody Manson. But I gotta go right now because I gotta take care of some patients. Ha ha!
Brody, thanks for coming on today, my man.
My pleasure, brother. My pleasure.
So we're gonna do a little shooting today, talk a little bit about the movie. Speaking of the movie, we had an announcement today. Would you like to share with the interview who we just cast today and whose birthday it is?
Yes, a personal, one of my idols in wrestling, Road Warrior Animal Joseph Laurinaitis is going to be part of the movie, and I get to work with him, which I am super excited about because I am the biggest Road Warrior mark in the business. I'm very proud of that. I mean,
that's debatable, to be honest. I mean,
it's just, two things when I got in this business 25 years ago that I wanted to accomplish, other than, obviously making a living, was to make my father proud, Rod Price, my dad, and I wanted to be a road warrior. Now, obviously, I was never a road warrior, but in theory, like those guys, when I was part of the original Inc. with my brother, the only and original Inc. since 1996, we're brothers, both powerlifters, both amateur wrestlers, fighters, bounced in bars, brothers. You can't teach chemistry. You can't, script chemistry. And obviously we were very similar in our lifestyles to Hawk and Animal, and those guys were our heroes. We liked them because they were legitimate badasses. They were not sports entertainers.
they were.
They were wrestlers. And
they still are.
Sports entertainer, I think, is about the worst thing I could call anybody.
Oh yeah, no kidding.
I never got this business going up watching my dad going, I want to be a sports entertainer. No, it was wrestler.
Right.
When people are like, oh, sport, I'm like, I don't do sports entertainment. I wrestle. Big difference. And I think my opinion is, loosely defined, sports entertainer is someone who pretends to be a badass. Wrestler is someone who is a legitimate badass. And Ronnie Garvin and Ole Anderson and Lou Thez, those guys were not sports entertainers. Those guys, Harley Race, the list goes on and on. Those guys were legitimate badasses.
Right.
Haku meaning the baddest of the bad. I mean, I don't care, ask anybody in the business who's ever been in the business, the baddest man walking the planet ain't, the UFC guys that'll come over, Brock, and Ming, Haku.
Oh yeah. Nobody mess with Ming. As a matter of fact, I am going to be looking to talk to him real soon. Barbarian, if you're watching this, I'd like to speak to you as well, brother. Animal, real quick, happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, sir. Thank you for everything you've done.
Absolutely. I'm so looking forward to having you aboard, as always. Touched on that a little bit. 2021 is going to be obviously better than 2020 because we have
God, I hope so, man. Jesus.
Because we have MomoCon coming up, the 28th through 31st of May. Stranglehold Championship Wrestling, as you can see right here, makes its debut at MomoCon. Also, we will be having the trailer for the movie Dr. Quack, and we will be having a press conference with a good bit of the members of the cast. So I am looking so forward to that. We're gearing up for all that as we progress. So,
and what website or site can they follow progress of the movie on, and who's being added to it?
Okay,
so
we are talking about it on the Stranglehold Entertainment page.
Okay, excellent.
We are also talking about on the Dr. Quack podcast page as well as Quack House Productions. So those are we're all working hand in hand together.
It is chock full of wrestler goodness. There's so many legends that are going to be a part of this, and as they Eric post that as it happens and deals are secured and agreements are made. But just the list of names on here now is a who's who of anybody in wrestling, and these are not these are our top guys, Hall of Famers, cream of the crop. I mean, right? We said it right off the get-go. Animal. I mean, it doesn't. You just don't get any better than half of the greatest tag teams ever walked the face of the earth.
Agreed.
I mean, pretty much top of the mountain right there. And it just, you know, the cast and a lot of faces you may have not seen before, maybe you have, you know, that are not wrestlers, that are bringing a whole lot to the table, man. I've been privileged to be part of some of the reading today for the movie, and you know.
And don't forget the casting call we've done today here at Flashback Games. A lot of promising additions to the cast. We've made some final decisions on some we're still evaluating, but this is not going to be the one and only casting call. There will be many. We will announce those as we go. There are still many roles to be filled. And
so come on down if you got some talent.
Yeah, exactly. And that goes for anybody. You know, sometimes, you know, like today, I felt like we found one of our shining stars that I think is going to add to the mix. I'm actually excited to see how she does.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of great potential, you know, with some of the people. Some have had acting experience, some have not, and some of the ones that have not were a nice swerve, and it really, like, wow, you've really never done that, you know. And so it's gonna be a lot of fun, man. It's gonna be a hell of a fun ride. So, you know, buckle up, kids, come along.
It's gonna be a wild ride. So, wrestling news. Some of the local indies are starting to pick up steam again. The crowds still aren't there. So I'll make this statement on behalf of Stranglehold. We are waiting till MomoCon to fully come back to the fold. We want to make sure that all this virus business is behind us and all this political garbage comes to a halt. I know there's still going to be a lot of talk about it by the time this rolls around, but at the same time, we're trying to keep all the BS out.
I bet you $5 after the election, the virus mysteriously goes away.
And honestly, that's where I'm at too.
We can only hope, you know, and we're not gonna, you know, get too political here. You know, just say,
Yeah.
but you know, we try to, you know, wrestling, I think, and I don't want to be one of those guys that, you know, use my platform. Like I've seen so many actors and musicians, and you know, the award shows or whatever, start giving their political views. You know, we want to give you a break from all that garbage. I mean,
Yes,
yeah, you know, I'm wearing my colors, but you know, that's about as far as it's going to go. You know, because we like to offer you a chance to get away from every time you turn on social media or something. It's just doom and gloom and black clouds. And the other day, man, I was talking to a buddy of mine, and it was like thunder, and I said, "Man, it's thunder. I think it's going to rain." I'm like, "Dude, it's 2020. It's probably freaking Godzilla." You know, you know, at this point, like.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Right, and it's struggling now, the wrestling business. I mean, even, you know, the big companies are very limited. You see no live crowds or very limited live crowds, and when you're on a, you know, an independent level, it's even harder because let's just say you're a promoter and you have your venue sits 500 people and local ordinances tell you can only have 250.
Yeah, I mean that's
you know, it kills it because then, you know, I mean, the guys that work and the girls that work. You can't tell them, well, we're going to cut your pay in half because hotels still cost the same, gas still costs the same, food. So it's very hard to be, you know, to hang on right now. So, you know, perhaps, you know, yeah, it sucks. We got to wait till MomoCon, but, you know, to make the comeback on the biggest anime convention in the free world, I think it's a pretty good spot to make a comeback from.
I agree.
You know? I mean, so, you know, it's, you know, good things come to those who wait. And, man, the shows we've had in the past have blown the roof off. You ain't seen nothing yet.
Oh, I can guarantee we're gonna knock their socks off when you say
Absolutely.
that.
Nothing yet, man.
So let's do a little word association.
Oh, I love this stuff, man. All right.
Extreme phenom.
Man, there's so many words that come to mind. Talent, man. I mean, just God-given talent. I mean, you know, across the board. I mean, the guy, in our business in wrestling, we have what we call the it factor. You either have it or you do not have it. And he's got it in spades. You know, one of the guys that I respect, and my respect is not given easily. I never can tell you that. You know, you got to earn that. You know, it's like Ken Timms once told me, one of my trainers that I had the benefit of learning from. When I first was learning from him, he said, "Respect in this business is earned. It is not given, and it is earning respect is not easy." He said, "But being taught respect can be very painful." So, you know, it's one of those things that where, you know, you respect is something I don't give lightly, you know, and you got to earn that. And, watching that guy and his craftsmanship in the ring and his entertaining qualities, whatever you want to break it down to, that guy's got it, man. He's got the it factor. I have nothing but respect for the guy.
Absolutely. And that's why he's wearing this title right now.
For now, he's wearing the title.
For now, yeah.
For now.
For now.
Just saying.
I had to throw that in there. Joseph Von Schmidt.
Once again, talent, but sense of humor, man. The guy just is, you see it in the ring and stuff, but like, man, that guy cracks me up. He's very talented, accomplished, trained by the right. All the good stuff we just talked about, Phenom, same thing applies to him, but just, the Phenom, he's very, not saying he doesn't have a sense of humor, but he doesn't really show that. He's not a very emotional guy, but yeah, Von Schmidt is, man, that guy can crack you up, man. He's just the ultimate, prankster, jokester, just the stuff he does is silly. He's hilarious, man.
Oh, yeah.
Funny guy,
Okay, Dangerous Danny Horn.
Nuts, man. Just, crazy. The guy's just, in the footsteps of Mick Foley, shall we say? And that's, like I said, that's not something I'm gonna throw out there. Everybody's, oh, he's the this, he's the that. No, you gotta earn that too. And I'd say, Little Mickey would be the guy, his moniker, man, because he's, hey, you're gonna dive off into a tank of great white sharks, and we're gonna, blade you a little bit before you do it. Okay. He just, the guy is, once again, great guy, great talent, but just a incredible amount of tolerance for just pain. My God, that guy's one of the toughest guys in the business, man. Hands down, I've seen that guy take some sick hits and, scary, falls and,
You're more if he's gonna walk out of there,
Get carried out and walked out, yeah. So, yeah, definitely just, Little Mickey.
World Elite.
World Elite.
World Elite.
Give me more World Elite in what sense?
What do you think about World Elite?
Dude, I don't know how to answer that, really. Let me turn around. What do you think about World Elite?
Well, I'll tell you like this. You guys do have a lot of talent. I'll go ahead and give you that. You have my United States title. You have my tag team titles. You'll never get this title. I see y'all got your eyes on Danny Horn's Warzone title. Takuri, I'm looking at you. You better pack a lunch, son. That's all I'm gonna say. And if any of you would-be warriors think that you're gonna get through Phenom to get that, or even get through him to get this.
Oh no, Phenom, look, I'm the top dog next in line. You can either learn to love it or you can learn to hate it. Either way, it's best thing going, so you better learn to deal with it. I'm the first one that's gonna get a shot at that belt, by hook, by crook, by taking it, by earning it, whatever I gotta do. Phenom, love you, brother. Respect you, brother. Sometimes you gotta whoop a man's ass.
That's a lot of words, brother. I, for one, can't wait to see that.
Yeah, that would be one of those, I think the word, not to put myself over because I'd never do that, but, it's one of those things, the word dream match is thrown around a lot. It's overused. Everything's a dream match.
Where the irresistible force meets the immovable.
Right, we've all heard that, but at the risk of, like I said, if I was a wrestling fan, I'd damn sure pay to see me and Phenom beat each other. That's just, and like I said, once again, you're not talking about two sports entertainers in there leg slapping the leg slap, because I think that's the dumbest shit ever.
Agreed.
You see two guys go in there and beat the piss out of each other, and that's straight shoot.
That's what it is.
We are known for, as the kids call it, being a little snug. It's one of those things where that sports entertainer crap goes out the window, because you're not going to see a sports entertainment match. You're going to see two Brahma bulls, not to take a thing from The Rock or whatever, but you're going to see two alpha, whatever you want to call it, male, highly violent, guys that will, give it to their last breath. You're going to see a clash of the Vikings on this one, man,
Speaking of Vikings, Tyrek.
Oh, Tyrek. He's a special kind of guy, Tyrek. He's a damn good competitor, man. I've been in the ring with him, and I mean that guy's, it ain't no walk in the park, man. I was feeling that one for months afterwards, and that, big Warhammer thing he's got, man. Let me tell you, it knocked me for a loop, because that's the only way he can beat me. But anyway, going back to it, once again, I mean, the thing about Stranglehold, and this is not because I work for the company or whatever, I'm not, Eric would be the first one to tell you, I'd kiss an ass is not in my job description. I can rat's ass who you are, from Vinnie Mac on down, I give a shit, but man, the talent, that's why I want to be a part of this. When we, Eric and I talked for years, about this idea and this thing and what to do it. And I said, man, I am in because of this man's history. Once again, I don't deal with rookies and amateurs and promoters who throw a show together because they got their tax return back. It's not what I like. You are what you associate yourself with. And if you're working for some league, wrestling, and some jackass like that, then you're going to be associated as some backyard worker, So I don't, at this point in my career, I'm not going to go work for some show that everybody makes fun of and laughs at, no matter if I bring my A game or not, because you get the rub, if you want to call it, from what you work with. And the guys at Stranglehold, man, from guys who mentioned Phenom, Von Schmidt, I mean the guys that have come through the door, Jake Logan, one of the best matches I ever had, man. That guy's great, I mean, and it's just Tyrek. And I mean, the talent at Stranglehold is the best of the best of the best of what, the quote unquote not under contract independence has to offer,
Right.
And it's just getting bigger and better and more. I mean, there's always a, from Hall of Famers to brand new talent, but it's always quality. And that's the thing I love about Stranglehold is, you got Hall of Famers, Bob Orton, Ricky Morton, Animal, of course, all this. And then you got guys, Dean, up and coming guys like him, man. Absolutely. My God, first guy that walked in the door, and I talked to him and watched him cut a promo and saw his stuff. I went to Eric and said, man, I want this guy on every show. Right. He's that, that professional and that good.
I told you.
Yeah, he did. And so I mean, it's just, the talent here is, he and I, Eric, both were very old school. I mean, to the core.
Talking about the up and comers, some of the newer guys out there. Ray Fury.
Extremely talented, and don't ever set up your gimmick stand next to him because you won't make $1. He has, action figures, plush toys, video. The guy has more gimmicks than I've ever seen in my life, man. And he has like a display with disco lights and all. You won't sell an 8x10 or a T-shirt if you set your gimmick stand up on the other side, or you won't make $1. I can tell you that, But an extremely talented guy, man. Just once again, a guy who, brings his A game every time, man, and just being phenomenally talented. And that's the thing is we don't, a lot of wrestling organizations have like, well, you got your top guys, and you got your Sosa, and you got your guys, and you got it's Stranglehold from match one to the main event is quality. I mean, it just is. I mean, we don't have we got some, top guys and we got some in the mix. No, we don't do that. We weed that out real quick. If you're not up to our standards, you don't work on our show.
Because here's the thing, this is something I learned all my years of service is you're only as strong as your weakest link.
You got that right.
And that's how I gauge my shows. Love me or hate me, I really don't care. You're not paying my bills. You know what I mean?
That's it, man. I mean, and the bottom line is the people buying those tickets. A lot of guys are in the back are fans for themselves. That's great. You can pat each other on the back all day and tell each other how great your, triple jump moonsault into a reverse Frankenstein or tornado DDT, Canadian pile driver kick out on two is all you want. But, that don't mean, man, those people ain't believing it, they ain't buying it, and they ain't into it. Anybody can get a cheap pop for a backflip, but go out there and actually try to wrestle, try to make something, try to work, I mean, there was who was it that did that 45-minute street fight and finished the guy off with a headlock? Who was that?
I believe that was you.
That was me. That's right. That was me. Because everybody says nobody wants to see anybody work, do a headlock for 20 minutes. Well, I had a first ever 45-minute
Ironman
street fight, and I beat him the headlock, and the crowd chanted "Headlock City," and they loved it because it was something that they said, "Oh, nobody wants to see that." Well, yeah, they do. They want to see wrestling. They want to see real wrestling. They want to see stuff that they grew up on or stuff. I mean, most guys today, man, sadly, to them, old school is the Attitude Era. Which I mean, nothing wrong with the Attitude Era. I love that time in wrestling.
But that wasn't to me. That wasn't. Old school
I mean,
wrestling.
nowadays what's sad, and I preach on this on my soapbox all the time. If you're going to be in this business, learn your damn history, man. Show enough that you care about this business, that you learn the history. Because I'm telling you guys and girls that if you want to get into the business, you will not believe how many doors it will open for you if you actually know the history of this, because they see that you took time to learn who the guys were that paved the road for you. Yes. Nowadays, you go in the locker room and they don't know who Ronnie Garvin is. They don't know who Magnum TA is. They think Arn Anderson is some manager agent guy. I mean, and it's sad, man.
It's very sad.
It's pathetic. Yeah, I mean, and one of the biggest ways that I got wheels greased, so to speak, is when I, growing up in this business, and my dad, and my Uncle Steve, what? Growing up with those guys that have been a wrestling family, I cared enough about it that when I got into this, I said, man, let me learn the history. Let me learn who came before me. Let me know who made this what it is. And, a little story, man. Back in the day I was at WCW, 3 years of the power plant, developmental deal, working shows, under contract 3 years. And Sarge was backstage with Larry Zbyszko, and I can't remember who else was back. I think Ray Lloyd was back. I mean, a couple other guys, WCW guys back there. At the time, and back then I had the hair gimmick, and I got no hair now, but family tradition, I guess. What? But anyway, I was back there, and I had black hair, and I had like a little blonde streak or whatever. And, Larry Zbyszko, was, my boy, what's up with the little, and Sarge, ribbing me, said, oh, Larry, that's just Vanilla Ice stripe, And I said, yeah, thanks, Sarge. And I said, no, Larry, that's my Sputnik Monroe stripe. How the hell do you know? He's been dead longer than you've been alive. How the hell do you know who he is? And I said, Larry, I know my history. From that point, Larry and I always had a professional relationship. I mean, he was never rude to me or anything, but suddenly we joked a little more. We hung out a little more. It does, the veterans appreciate the fact that you take time to learn about the craft and who did it before you,
Absolutely.
I was at an opening of a wrestling school that I got invited to, and Ron Simmons was there, Heath Slater, Teddy Long, a couple other guys, and I was invited as a guest and, to talk to the kids and, show up and everything, and everybody got to get up in the ring and say a few words or whatever to the, aspiring guys and girls that want to wrestle, and I got up and first thing I did was I said, I got a question for everybody. I said, who was the first ever black world heavyweight champion? Dead silence. Now, hint, hint, wink, wink. Ron Simmons is standing right next to me. And nobody knew. And I said, anybody make a guess? Anybody got any idea? One kid said The Rock. Yeah. Once again, and nobody knew. And I said, okay, guys, you just learned a very valuable lesson in wrestling right now. Let's say you're going for a tryout at a big company, whoever it may be, and they ask you that question, and you don't know the answer. I said, let me tell you what, guys, he's standing right here. And Ron, not in gimmick, damn. It wasn't the gimmick, damn. Like, he shook his head, and that's how fast you're blackballed. That's how fast, this kid, no respect, who the hell, you learn your history, man, and I go back, Cowboy Frankie Lane, Dennis Condrey, and I have to be like, who the talking about, but, I could drop George Hackenschmidt on you. Google that one, because I dropped that in conversations, and you'd be amazed at how the veterans appreciate you and look at you on a different level. It's the same thing as having professional ring gear.
Right.
Don't show up in tennis shoes and joggers and a t-shirt. I will send your ass home.
God, no.
I will send your ass home in a heartbeat. If your gimmick calls for you to be your character, a country boy, hillbilly Jim or whatever, fine. That makes sense. In World Brawls, because he was a country boy and all that. Don't show up in some Walmart swag, and thinking, yeah, and thinking, you're, because you get sent home, man, because let me tell you something, the guys who, they do it on TV, I'll tell you something that Sarge told me one time, just because you see it on TV don't mean it's right,
That's it, and with that being said, we're going to take a brief commercial break. Well, hey everybody, Eric Nelson, Manager of Champions here at the Marietta, Georgia Flashback Game. Notice right here, we have the only 8-foot tall Gallagher machine known to man. This is one of my personal favorites, of course, I'm not playing right now, so my character's getting killed. Let me walk you around. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to Mr. Roger Oswald.
Hi, let me show you my face.
One of the owners here at Flashback Games. We're doing the whole retail thing here. We have NES cartridges for sale at competitive prices. We also have the N64 cartridges here for sale as well. And note a few other classic retro systems as well. And right here, all the stand-up arcade games. Y'all pull me. Say what's up, everybody. Thank you for coming in today. More perennial retro favorites. And in here, folks, we have a retro lounge for all you couch potato gamers like myself. This TV is set up just like our living room back in the 80s and 90s. You have the original NES, the original Super Nintendo, the original N64, and the original Sega Genesis, all ready to go right here. You go up and see Mr. Roger. Any game you want for these systems, come in here with your favorite beverage, favorite food. Hey, you know, the possibilities are endless. And then here we're set up for more of got some VR here. Now this one I'm proud of. It's an electronic pinball machine. There are more than 50 pinball games loaded into this machine. It's awesome. Now of course in here, you can throw your birthday party with 20 of your close friends. Go see Roger, he'll give you competitive pricing. And of course everybody asks me, how much does it cost here at Flashback Games? Well, for the low price of $11, you can come in and play all the games you want from open to close. And you can't beat that deal, folks. You can't beat that anywhere. We are coin free. That's right, Flashback Games is coin free.